So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for joining the 9 webinars under the theme Pest Insect in Teak Plantation and Natural Teak Forest today. So it's the webinar organized by the ITTO and BMLEH Teak project. So today is the 9th seminar. So before we start, I briefly introduce for some of you who may join this webinar as the first time. So it's the second phase of the Teak project funded by the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Regional Identity from the government of Germany from November 2023 to December 2026. So it means we still have about 6 months to finish the project. So under this second phase, we have 6 countries participating, including 5 countries from Asia Pacific, namely Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, India, and Indonesia. And we do have Togo as the representative of West Africa to join the projects. So actually, we started the project phase 1 in 2019 with emphasis on the upstream activities such as the genetic conservation, corner test and tree enforcement, and preparation of the good quality material for smallholder. So in the project phase 2, a lot of project activity and output are targeted at the intermediate stream activities such as silviculture practice, microfinancing for long-term rotation, and contribute to carbon credit and environment, efficient harvesting and transportation, and of course to promote the legal supply chain through various forest certification either at the national, regional, or international certification. And we do hope that we will have opportunities to continue the project to implement a lot of downstream activity such as value-added products, value chain, trade permission, and to reduce the transaction cost when we do the international trading. So today is the night webinar. So if you see the PowerPoint, so we started the first webinar more than 1 year ago, starting on the teak supply chain and market demand. So during the time we got 2 speakers. One is Dr. Tetra, representative from ITTO, and Dr. Turasidas presented the overview of the teak plantation and natural teak that obtained from the second global assessment. And today's webinar, so we are very honored to have Dr. Tetra Yanuariadi, representative of ITTO, to deliver the welcome on behalf of ITTO. And we have ช่วยexcuse me รบกวนช่วยมิวไมโครโฟนด้วยนะครับ and we are very honored to have 2 knowledgeable scientists and speakers from India, Dr. Sajeev, the chief scientist or equivalent to full professor at the university. So he will present the pest, insects, and management in teak plantation in India. And the second speaker, our forestry in Myanmar. So she will present the topic on integrated pest and disease management in teak plantation in Myanmar. So it's about time to start. So may I invite Dr. Tetra Yanuariadi, the ITTO project manager, to deliver the welcome remark on behalf of ITTO. Dr. Tetra, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Yongyu, distinguished speaker and participant. Very good day. On behalf of ITTO, I would like to extend our warm regards and sincere appreciation to all honorable delegates, distinguished speaker, and engaged academics and practitioners of forestry attending the 9th ITTO TIC project webinar as part of the second phase of the projects, entitled Promoting Quality Timber Production in Smallholder and Community-Based TIC and Other Valuable Species Plantation in the Tropics. Honorable participant, the ITTO TIC project funded by Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Regional Identity aims to enhance the production of high-quality timber from teak and other valuable species plantations established by smallholders and communities in the Asia plus West Africa. The project also seeks to improve livelihood and generate positive social and environmental outcomes. The series webinars are key activities under Output 3 of the projects, which focuses on strengthening regional and international collaboration, information sharing, knowledge management, and uptake, policy development and outreach to promote the sustainable management of smallholder teak and other valuable species plantations. The theme of today's seminar is pest insect in teak plantation and natural teak forests. Apart from poor quality of planting stock, inadequate silviculture practices, and weak marketing and value chains, insect pests remain a major problem to teak productivity, especially in monoculture plantation in Thailand, Myanmar, India, and Laos PDR, where teak is a native species. Among pest insects, the teak beetle, Silitus ceramica, is the most significant insect affecting young plantation. The teak borders have reported in other countries where teak is recognized as exotic species. Trees under 10 years old are particularly vulnerable, and damage is often irreversible once larvae bore into the wood. In today's webinar, we are honored to have to recognize scientists who have extensive experience in conducting research and on-the-ground practices on management and control pest insects. Please join me to welcome Dr. TV Sajeev, Chief Scientist at the Kerala Forest Research Institute, possessing over 26 years of empirical and applied research experience in forest entomology, invasion biology, and system ecology. His research focuses on spatial temporal dynamics of forest insect population, the quantification of biological invasion within tropical system, and the integration of molecular diagnostic into applied forest biosecurity protocol. He will make presentation on pest insect and management in the teak plantation in India. We are also pleased to welcome Dr. Zazie Line, Assistant Director of Forest Research Institute, Forest Department, Ministry of Natural Resource and Environmental Conservation, Myanmar. She will make presentation on integrated pest and disease management in the teak plantation. On behalf of ITTO, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Dr. Dr. TV Sajeev and Dr. Zarsi for sharing their expertise on these topics, which are critical to produce high-quality timber. In this occasion, I should not fail to thank Professor Yongyut and Dr. Juan Okma for arranging this webinar. We deeply grateful to German government for their continued support and to the Royal Forest Department of Thailand, the Kasetsat University, and the participating countries, Cambodia, Laos PDR, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, India, and Togo, as well as TICNET. I encourage all participants to actively engage in the discussion and the Q&A session following the presentation. I wish today's webinar every success and I hope it proves insightful and fruitful for all participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tetra. Can I start?
Yes, just a moment, please. I will share your PowerPoint. Or you want to manage your PowerPoint from your side?
Yes.
Which one is more appropriate for you?
Yeah, I can now share it from here.
So you will share from your side. Okay, I will stop sharing from my side.
You
Okay.
have already shared. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now you can upload your PowerPoint. So while Dr. Sajeev is uploading his PowerPoint, I would like to reintroduce him again. He is the chief scientist from Kerala Forestry Research Institute in India. Very comprehensive experience on the pest, insect, biodiversity, and spatial planning. So I do hope that we will learn a lot from his almost 3 decades experiences in the pest management and pest control in India. So if you are ready, you can start now. Dr. Sajeev, you still mute your microphone. You mute your microphone, Dr. Sajeev. You
Muted.
mute your microphone, Dr. Sajeev. Okay. So may I share your PowerPoint? I think it's much better, and then you can speak. So if you want to move, just let me know. Is that fine with you, Dr.
Yeah,
Sajeev?
please do. Please do.
Okay, the first you are now, Dr. Sajeev. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So can you put the first slide on screen? The PowerPoint mode.
It's coming now. It's coming now.
Okay.
Please start.
Yeah. Is the first slide visible?
No, no.
Professor Yogyut, you have to put it on a full screen.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
sorry,
doing the
say again,
mode.
Paula.
Full screen. Please
This
click the
one
full
already
screen
full
mode.
screen. Already
No,
full
it's
screen.
not.
It's not coming.
It's not.
It's not.
Just click the button at the bottom. Yeah, you could see the full screen.
This one? It's already full from my side.
But it's not visible, Professor, in full screen to the audience.
Already.
It's already full screen. Okay, just a moment.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, just a moment, please. Just a moment, I manage.
Yogurt, you can go to slide show.
Just a moment, just a moment. A microphone นี่ก็เจ๊งอยู่ not working. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. You can go to the first slide.
Okay, okay, just a moment, please.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fine.
Yeah, fine.
okay, now it's okay now? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much, Yogurt. Thank you, Tetra. Thank you, Sachi, my fellow speaker for the day. And thank you all for this opportunity to talk to you about pests and plantations of India. I come from the Kerala Forest Research Institute, and which has got a long history of work on teak, many aspects of teak, including the pests and its management. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah. In fact, India and specifically Kerala has got a very long history of teak. What you see on screen is a plantation which was established in 1842 to 46 period. And the name Connolly is that of a British officer who was the collector of Malabar at that point of time. So that was the very first teak plantation. It is written that it is world's oldest man-made teak plantation, which is not really correct. In fact, the first plantation happened to be in Philippines, and the second happened to be in Sri Lanka, and this is a third one. But this is the first commercial teak plantations. At both other places, it was the Buddhist monks who took teak seeds and planted it over there. But that was not for commercial purpose. So this is the very first commercial plantation. Next slide. Now, one of the very fundamental question is why teak? Teak was very interesting timber for many people, not just the people over here, but then people who came over here as our guests. The Portuguese who came in 1498, they were looking for an interesting timber which can survive the sea water. And teak was perfectly fine for that. What makes teak very unique is that if teak plants are put in seawater, salty water, it improves itself. The quality improves. And that is perfect for shipbuilding. And the Portuguese were using natural teak from here. But then when later on, when the British came over here, they found that the teak in the natural forest would not be enough. And they started the very first plantation. And establishment of plantation by itself created insect pests for this particular tree. Next. If you look at all the insects which are associated with the teak tree, we can have 175 insects, out of which 137 are leaf feeders, 16 are sap feeders, 14 are shoot or stem feeders, 5 are root feeders, 3 are seed feeders. A total of 175 insects are associated with the teak tree or Tectona Grandis. Next. But interestingly, if you look at the pest of the teak tree, I'm speaking from the Indian context, we have two major defoliators. The teak defoliator, scientifically called as the Hiblea pura, and the teak skeletonizer, the Eutectona maceralis. And we have two shoot borers, the teak trunk borer and the teak sapling borer. Cosus cadambe was the original name. It is now called as Derwishia cadambe. The teak sapling borer, Saccharomyces malabaricus. So these are the four major pests which we encounter in this part of the globe, which affects the teak tree. We will go take each of the insect and discuss what the problem is and how best we can manage it. Next. This is a teak skeletonizer, very small moth. It lays eggs on the older leaf. And what the leaf does, the reason why it is called as a skeletonizer is that it feeds just the part with the chlorophyll and the veins are left intact. You can see after feeding, you can see a net of leaf veins untouched. And we have studied the economic impact of this particular pest and found that it doesn't cost, even though the leaf loss is there, there's no much of an economic impact. Basically because it feeds on teak leaf just before the leaf fall happens. Teak being a deciduous tree, it sheds all its leaf during one part of the year. And this insect feeds the mature leaves just before its fall. So the impact on the tree is very, very, very minimal. So we are not adopting any management method for this particular insect. Next. We come to a very interesting pest, the teak sapling borer. A borer which attacks the tree which is less than 8 years old. It is called as the Yanuariadi cadambe. Recently, the name has been changed. What it does is that you can see the moth over there. And the lifespan is very interesting. This is a univoltine insect, which means that the insect lives for 1 full year. But then the different stages are there at different for different periods. So the egg will be there for 21 to 30 days. Actually, the eggs will be just sprayed on the soil, and the egg will be in the soil for some time, 21 to 30 days, and the egg emerges and the larvae climbs up the teak sapling. And the larvae bores a hole into the stem and it feeds the teak from within. And it feeds there for a period of nearly 10 to 11 months. The larvae will be feeding on that. And then there will be a very small pupal period of 3 to 5 weeks. And then the adult emerges. You can see the adult over here. The adult lives just for 1 to 2 days, and the adult doesn't have even mouthparts for feeding. It survives on just on the fat bodies which is there in the insect. So what happens is that you can see the frass covering over here, and this frass. The management method is to just remove the frass. You can see the opening over there. A small hole will be seen. what we need to do is to paint the rim of the hole with a pesticide like, for example, chlorpyrifos. So what happens is that every night the larvae will come to the hole and nibble the surrounding the rim of the hole to prevent the hole from getting closed. Uh, every day, the plant will be producing a large number of cells to close the hole, but then the insect doesn't allow that. So once you make this painting of the pesticide, the next day the insect will be dead. Next. So this is basically a spot application process. You don't need to broadcast the insecticide. Now we come over to another borer, the teak trunk borer, causes kadambe. You can see the tree which is infested. What happens is that the insect goes into the trunk, and this also is an univolatile insect, which means that there'll be just one generation in an year. The egg will be there for 17 to 20 days. The larva will be there for 200 to 250 days, and the pupa will be there for 11 to 21 days, and the adult will be there for just 4 to 8 days. And here also the moth is unable to feed. Their feeding happens while it is within the teak wood. It makes galleries inside the teak, and in the case of severe infestation, the tree will not be usable for timber purposes. Interestingly, many of these timbers has been used as curios. People cut it and they polish it, and they used to sell it as an artistic piece. Now for control, next slide. And this is the different life history stages: the egg, the larva, the pupa, and the adult. And we do not have any control method for this particular insect, basically because the larva is well within the tree trunk, inaccessible through any of the application process of pesticides. And we were not able to identify any natural enemies also on this particular insect. One way of control is to use pheromones, but we have worked on that, but we could not zero in on any specific combination of pheromones which could mass trap the moths to prevent egg laying. Next slide. Now we come to the most serious pest of the teak tree, the Hiblia pura, which is called as a teak defoliator. So a teak defoliator is a small moth. It lays eggs on the tender foliage, and the larvae feeds on the foliage for a period of 2 weeks. The entire tree will be defoliated. And this defoliation can happen at least 3 to 6 times in a plantation before the natural defoliation of teak starts. So we estimated the loss because of this particular pest, and we found that it was very substantial. We estimated that in 3 to 9 year old plantations, the loss is equivalent to the loss of 3 cubic meters of wood per hectare per year. So that's a substantial loss. If you convert it into the Indian currency, it is around 75,000 rupees lost per hectare. Kerala has got nearly 75,000 hectares of teak plantation. So the total loss per year from our plantation is 75,000 rupees into 75,000. So there's a tremendous loss. So we zeroed in on this particular pest to try to come up with a control method. Next slide. Now, this is the very first indication of an insect outbreak, the teak defoliator. From ground below, when you look up, you can see bullet holes on the tender foliage. So this is the second instar larvae. The first instar larvae doesn't feed on the leaf; it just scrapes the leaf. It has got 5 different instars. When it reaches the second instar, what it does is to cut small pieces of a leaf, roll it, and the larva will be within the hole, and it will be feeding from within. So this is what is seen as the bullet holes. This is the first indication of the insect outbreak in a plantation. Next. Now this is a moth, and this is the last instar larvae, the 5th instar larvae. The lifespan comes around a month. It can be 18 to 32 days, and it is highly sensitive to temperature. In the southern part of India, we have somewhere around 21 to 23 days uh, as the total lifespan. But if you go to north, like for example, places like Dehradun, it goes to around 32 days. So in a year, we can have nearly 13 generations in South India with a partial 14th. But as you go up to cooler climates, the number of generations come down, and this is one a parameter which has got a very serious influence on climate change scenario. If the temperature goes up, the lifespan gets reduced, and there's a possibility of increased number of outbreaks happening in the plantations, increasing the economic loss. Next. And this is the control method which we are using right now. This is the larvae dead because of a nuclear polyhedrosis virus. And when the larvae gets infected by this particular virus, it tries to crawl up to the highest point possible. And you can see them hanging down in an inverted V fashion, which was originally called as Wiffen in German. That name was put when people didn't have any clue to what causes it. So this is a typical symptom of a virus infected larvae. Next slide. Yeah, so we call it the HPNPV, the Hibble nuclear polyhedrosis virus. The advantage of using it is that it is absolutely target specific. It kills nothing other than this particular pest. And the reason is that the way a chemical pesticide kills an insect is very different from the way in which an NPV kills a pest. When the larvae gets into the when the virus gets into the larvae, it goes to the gut, which is absolutely alkaline, and the outer covering, the proteinaceous covering of the virus lyses, and the DNA gets attached to the stomach wall cells, and the DNA gets into the stomach cells. And once it reaches the cell, it takes control of the entire cellular machinery. It goes to the nucleus. It starts to replicate itself. It makes a large number of its own copies of DNA, and then it produces a protein to cover it. And this particular viral particle which is produced is different from the virus which has actually got into the insect. And the virus which is produced inside the insect in the first few cycles of replication is very highly high in virulence. It has got a very thin protein covering. And that is the form of the virus which is used for infecting cells within the larvae. So once the cell is filled with the virus, the cell lyses and the virus moves to new locations and gets uh, the cells infected. So within 40 to 50 hours, what happens is that the entire larva, the cellular body will be lysed, and there will be the outer skin, and inside will be fully filled with fluid, filled with virus. And this virus, because of this lock and key mechanism of infection, it is absolutely target specific. And the second advantage of using virus is that it can horizontally transmit. In a huge outbreak population, when there will be millions of larvae, if a few larvae are dead because of the virus is released to the surrounding, and that infects the insects of the same generation, which is called as the horizontal transmission. And we also have the vertical transmission happening. Like, for example, if a larva ingests a virus which is very low in dosage, the larva doesn't die. It survives, but it carries the virus along with that. And it goes along the life stages. It reaches the moth. And when the moth lay eggs, the eggs will be infested. There are two different ways in which eggs are infested: the trans-ovum transmission and also the trans-ovarian transmission. One is the surface of the egg is contaminated with virus, and the second is in which the virus is right there inside the egg. So when the young larvae hatches, it gets infected and dies. So these are the properties which makes HPNPV a very comfortable control method, a target-specific control method, safe for use in plantations which are bordering natural forest, And also, being a virus, you can make it into a powder. You can keep it for a long period of time without any major problem. Next. And I'll be going through the process of developing a biopesticide, particularly against a forest pest. The first thing which we do is to decipher the population dynamics. Like, for example, both the temporal dynamics and also the spatial dynamics. We need to understand how the insect is operating, how many generations it is having, the population size, and the fluctuations in density of the population. And the second effort is to prepare the life table. A life table is a document in which we start with 1,000 eggs of the insect, and with data collected during sampling, we fill up the entire table starting from 1,000 eggs. We look up how many questions are coming up. And if there's a reduction in number, we identify the cause of mortality. So the second row will be first instar, and the third will be the second instar, then third, fourth, fifth, and all through the way the number will be reducing, and we will be calculating the percentage of decline in number, and we'll also be identifying the cause of this mortality. So once the table is prepared and you get up to the moth, you start with 1,000 eggs, and we estimate how many moths come up from that particular population, and we can understand which mortality agent was the most critical to cause natural mortality. And then we focus on the natural mortality factors. There will be a large number of predators. In the case of teak defoliator, there are a large number of birds, there are bats, there are monkeys, which all feed on this particular insect, but then they are not able to control the population because of the sheer number of the pests out in the field. And there are also a large number of parasites. The problem with using parasites is that the outbreaks come all of a sudden, and we will not be able to produce parasites and release them in the field exactly at the right point of time. And then we came up with the pathogens. We identified one species of fungus, two strains of bacteria, and one virus from this particular insect. Now, the problem with using fungus is that fungus needs a extremely amicable environment to survive. But normally in teak plantations, the temperature is very high, and the fungus will be difficult to withstand the ambient temperature in a teak plantation. The problem with bacteria is that they are broad spectrum control agents. They just doesn't kill this particular insect, but then they kill many other insects also. So we then focused on the virus, which is, as I told you earlier, very target specific. And once that virus was identified, we did the formulation and we went over for doing the field trials. Next. So to end the talk, we should understand that pests are made, not born. Our studies comparing the insect incidences in natural forest and plantations indicate that the teak which is there in the natural forest, it doesn't have much of a pest problem. Very sporadic pest outbreaks comes in, but then they subside, and there's no regular pest incidences happening in natural forest. But in a plantation, that is not the case. All the plantations in India suffer regular annual outbreaks of teak defoliator, and also the teak trunk borer. It is expanding its home range, against which we doesn't have any control method right now. But moving forward, we need to understand that to manage insect pests, we need to work with nature and not against it. Next. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sajeev, for insightful presentation. So I very impressed for the teak plantation in 1846. Right now it's almost 200 years old and score very well, almost 50 meter height and more than 400 centimeter girth. So it's still survive and well maintained. So are there any question or comments from the audience? please let your hand or you can ask your question. So I check the hand first. No question. The four at the okay, Dr. Suwan, please.
Okay, thank you, Professor Yongyut. Good afternoon, Dr. Sajeev. Thank you very much for your sharing information on the insect test of pests of teak. I think Thailand and India seem to be that we have the same problem on the insect pest. I would say that the major of the insect pest in Thailand is that we have two species, hybrid, no, tick defoliator. And actually, I think for hybrid, not so much serious because our tick still can grow, and in terms of the growth, it may not affect very much. But for Silutes, stem borer, I think this is very serious.
Yeah.
And we have been trying very hard to get rid of to solve this problem, but so far I think we still not success. I will tell you one, or I may ask you one thing that I wonder you have the problem with the climate change effect on the life cycle or not. In Thailand, we found that for the Silutes, it seems to be a life cycle of this species is changed. We cannot expect what time do we should apply them, please even pesticides or try to find the mature or when they are laying egg like that. Yes, maybe I've gone the first question first. How would you think of this? The climate change effect on the life cycle. And actually, maybe this next question is we also trying very hard in the past, try to introduce hormone to, how to say it, the natural, how to, like a predator.
Okay.
Predator of the Silutes species, but it's not still not success the same.
Yeah.
So
actually, the problem is that this particular insect has got multiple hosts. Tick is not the only host, so it can survive in other hosts so that its population can persist for a long period of time, and it can infect a tick. So the trick, I think, is to map the infested areas. We need to coordinate, and we need to make sure that the pest doesn't spread to new areas. As with climate change, this insect is univolatile and it takes one full year for the life cycle to be completed. And the moths are there only just for 2 days or 3 days. So the spread from one area to other is the point at which we can intervene. So we need to have a density map for teak plantations where we need to pinpoint where the plantations are. And then we need to coordinate and we need to make sure that the moss doesn't expand from that area to new teak stands. So that is the approach we need to take.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions from the floor? If no question, I have two questions to Dr. Sajeev.
Yeah.
So at my department, I have one professor. So based on 20 years monitoring, so he found that the life cycle of Silutes have been changed because they start to lay egg a few weeks early. So, but he cannot make a conclusion either it's because of the climate change or not. And the second one, so he found that the impact of the pest are more serious in the north more than in the in the western and in south, in the central of Thailand. So my question is to you is that, do you have the same pattern of the disease impact as Thailand
Yes.
compared
Yes.
to Indonesia?
Yeah, we do have. Like for example, in southern India, we have identified locations where it was very much localized, and it's spreading very slowly towards north. So we have observed that it's not prevalent in all the plantations in the equal density. There are some areas where it is really clustered.
Okay. So may I ask one more question?
Sure.
No, from the floor. So no more question from the floor. So on behalf of the ITTO Teak project, I would like to express my sincere thanks
Thank
to
you.
your comprehensive presentation and knowledgeable. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Dr. Sajeev. Please join me to give a big hand to Dr. Sajeev.
Thank you, Obed. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you. Okay. So now may I invite Dr. Saji Rai? So I will share her PowerPoint. Dr.
Yes, Professor.
Saji, okay.
Yes, Professor, you can.
Just a moment. Okay, you see your presentation?
Yes, Professor.
Yes. So I introduce Dr. Saji Rai, the Assistant Director of the Forest Research Institute of Forest Department in Myanmar. So actually, she has a long experience in the silviculture practice of teak plantation. And recently, she just finished the AFOCO funded project on the pest insect in the natural teak forest and teak plantation in Myanmar. So if you are ready, Dr. Saji, the floor is yours now.
Thank you, Professor. Firstly, I would like to say thank you for inviting me to sharing some of my knowledges about the teak bags in the teak plantation. Firstly, I already say I'm not the entomologist, but I will try my best to share this knowledge that I work in the project, FOCO project that finished in this year, March 2026. Okay, next, please. In this presentation, I would like to share about the 5 pests. Next, please. As we all know, that is the highest price construction and multi-purpose timber around the world. And also it found in the tropic and tropical, subtropical forests, including the Myanmar, India, Thailand range is native distribution. That's why in Myanmar, it has a very important to economy since British colonization. That's why Myanmar has Myanmar government plan. There's a large areas of tea plantation has been establishing since 1980s. At first, the Myanmar government extract and harvest the teak from the natural forest. So at the times, there are the teak pest insect problem in the tea, but at the time it's natural forest, so not much seriously. But you all know the teak plantation are extensive and monogeneous plantation that favors the outbreak of the leaf cutting ants and the Lepidoptera. That's why tea plantations are often suffer severe damage from the insect attack, and outbreaks of the infection has been located reported in Myanmar. That's why the Forest Research Institute in Myanmar, we studied about the teak insects and pests research and reported. Many researchers study about this, but in Myanmar, we have some limited researcher and human resources and some the lab facility. We are we have less study and the less knowledge related to these pest and disease. But some researchers are reported the shoot borer and leaf feeders, sub-sucking pests and stem borers are the most serious, and especially for the teak plantation around the 10 years. That's why we study about that. At the time, in FRI, we have a good chance to study about the teak pest and disease funded by the FOGO. That's why we study this project, and we trying to document the number of the insect pests infecting the teeth. Theirs are not reported in Myanmar before. That's why we study about this, and the present investigation is being made for the bring out the systematic documentation for all the insect pests threatening teeth in Myanmar. Next, please. That's why we study to list. The first objective is to list the major insect pests found in the Yan and OT plantation, especially in Bagoyoma, because 60% of plantation in Myanmar have been established in Bago region. That's why we choose in the Bago region. And the second objective is to observe the nitrate incidence as well as to formulate the effective control measure. And also, we want to document list the natural enemies of the major insect pests infecting the teeth. Next, please. So this is our study area. And we choose in Bago region. In Bago we have a Bagoyoma range. So that's why we choose the east side and west side. So we select the west side because of the project funded. Project is implemented in the Bago West 2 district, in the P district and Yanuariadi district. Among the district, we choose again the 2 townships in the P district and 3 townships in the Yanuariadi district. And each township has, next please. In each township, there are 5 plantations that we are collected as all plantation age range from 1 year to over 40 years. We want to know the young plantation and also the mature plantation. That's why we choose like this, only the plantation in the west side. Next, please. And also we study about the total of 5 survey plots. It's about the 100-acre power plantation in each township. This is our the survey collection method. In each survey blocks, there are 5 sub-survey blocks were laid out again in each survey blocks. We use this method. And then our data collection is only in the monsoon season, is from the August to December. Next, please. So we use the 4 methods: visual observation, live thread, yellow sticky thread, and insect net. Next, please. For visual observation, we select the 14 trees in 1 township and 1 plantation randomly made. For monthly interval, we collect the data. And also, in this visual observation, we collect the total numbers of the larvae, names, depths of the insects, and nutrient enemy also counted, and collect and classify and identify which kind of the insects are they. And also, not only the insect, but also our collected the damage pattern of the leaf. And for the light thread, we use the light thread. We set up at the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. like this one. And then next, please. And then for the yellow sticky thread, we use the 5 yellow sticky thread in 1 subplot. We put there 7 days, like 1 week, and then we collect this one, and then we collect the sample, and then we identify. And the next one is we use the insect net swapping. Net collection we are done by working in crossings before 9 o'clock in the morning. So in the total number of the individual pests and nutrient enemies are collected, insect nets were counted and identified. We use this 4 method to collect the data in Teak Plantation. Next, please. This is some recorded photo that we work in the teak plantation. Yes, next please. So for the finding. Yes, next please. There were 23 pest insects and 30 species of neutral enemies we collected by the visual observation, and 26 pest species and 11 species of neutral enemies by using the light thread, and 30 pest species and 14 species of neutral enemies by using the yellow sticky thread, and 27 pest and 8 species of neutral enemies by using the insect nets that we collected and documented in our study period. Next, please. And when we collected the data, we collect not only the plantation, but also we study in the nursery also. At the time for the teak ceiling, we recorded especially for 4 insects. These are defoliators, colonizer, aphid, and whitefly. We collected only in the teak ceiling. Not only the teak, but also other species. For example, the Mangian and Delocarpus macrocarpus species. And the species we found that traps and mealy-bed also we collected and documented. Next, please. For the tea plantation, we found totally recorded insect bed is 46 species. In the 46 species, we categorized the 6 feeder. The foliage is the 26 species we recorded, and the sub-feeder is the 15. 6 species are the stand borer, 3 species are the root feeder, 2 species are the bed feeders, and 1 is for flower and seed feeder we recorded. In this category, and we also the categorized by the family, there's are the 6 family 6 order we collected and documented. Among them, defoliators, colonizer, damage symptoms are highly observed in this study plantation, especially in the rainy season. There is the normal find in all the teak plantation. Next, please. And for the neutral enemies, we documented 90 species in teak plantation. Among these 90 species, Amapitra and Arena are dominant order among the dependent species of the neutral enemies. Next, please. Yes, this is the recorded insect pests that found in the teak plantation, especially in the Yan plantation. We recorded totally in the 46, but 1 species we cannot identify. We stay a study on that. And next, please. And these are this is some recorded photo that we collected in the plantation and in the nursery. So this table shows the recorded neutral enemies of major pests in the teak plantation. We recorded 90 species, and this is the photos of neutral enemies in the teak plantation that we documented. Most of the neutral enemies are collected by the yellow sticky thread. And based on the data, we created like a pest calendar. So in these 46 species, 5 species are found in the yearly in the teak plantation. But in Myanmar, our study plantation, there's 3 main mostly found in this plantation where teak colonizer, defoliator, and the red borer. Next, please. That's why we created the control measure for these 3 dominant pests. For the defoliator, we make the control measure for the foliarless mostly we use the mechanical control only. And then we put in the biological control like a trichogramma webs cuts. We put in there in the yam plantation. We leave it there, and then now we stay like studying that one. And next, please. And for the desalinizer, also we create the control measure. And also the same thing, we mostly use the mechanical method, mechanical control, and the biological control. We use for the biological control, we use the trichogramma scats. And next, please. And then for the red border, for the study, our FRI we have the many study related to this red border. But during this year, last 5 years ago, these insects are shipped to the Bago East region. At first, there is no symptom, and we didn't find any damage by the red border. Nowadays, we are finding that. So we conclude and we found that these red border are because of the climate, because of the weather condition of they are changing their life cycle. Next, please. That's why we study about the control measure, the IBDM component. We use the mechanical, biological, mechanical, and the IBDM, and also that we use the some chemical method. Next, please. So to test our IBDM method, we established the demonstration plot in the native area. So it's that we established 2 demonstration plots last 2 years. So in this plantation, in this demonstration plot, we use the Yan plantation, the another 5 years Teak plantation. Now it is done ongoing research work. Next, please. This is the activity that we use in the plantation to trichogramma and mechanical work, yellow and molasses trap. And next, please. Yes, this is the 5 treatment we use in the demonstration plot is biological control. For the disease, we use the trichogramma, the fungi. And for the pests, we use the trichogramma. So it's the webs. And for the chemical, we use this method, and the mechanical control, especially for we use the silvicultural operation system, the weeding and pruning, cleaning method. And also we combine this like IBDM, and another way is that we made the control plot there. So this is our research we are conducting now to study about understanding their life cycle and which pest is most important and the damage to our tea plantation. So that's why this our study hope to benefit to the cultivator by getting the awareness on what sort of the insect pests affecting the teak and their privilege in the specific pests of the teak. But our study is only the monsoon season. That's why we need to study more about the year-round incidents of the pest on the teak to study their life cycle and the climate change also. That's why we are now doing this kind of the research by establishing the demonstration plots to study both monsoon and pre-monsoon summer using collecting the data. Next, please. So thank you very much for our my thanks to the Professor New York to give me a chance to sharing our knowledge, and also the Professor Sajeev. Now I learned about a lot from your presentation for my research. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Dr. Saji, for your recent research on the pest insect in the teak plantation and natural forest. So I just learned that the teak plantation in Myanmar is still young, started in 1980. compared to India and in Indonesia. That's more than 200 years or 300 years ago. So in Thailand, we started, I think, almost 100 years. And right now, we also face some problem and a lot of problem in particular area, especially in some province in northern Thailand about the pest insect. So the comment or question from the floor. So we have learned the situation from 2 countries that have the natural teak forest. I think contributes more than 70% of natural teak forest of the remaining that we have about 30 million hectares. So please raise your hand if you have any question.
Can I have question, Dr. Janghoos?
Yes, please, Dr. Trios. Dr. Sajeev, please. Dr. Trios or Dr. Sajeev? A question.
I have question, not so.
Okay, I start from Dr. Trios first and followed by Dr. Suwan. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Trios.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Janghoos. Good. Hello, everyone. And nice to see Zachi online. Long time. So in tech, we don't have much experience. In our project, we plan in some plots in some plot in 4 provinces, both in the north and in south of Vietnam. But we have the 1K in the north of Vietnam. We planned last year. So now almost 1 year, and we found some insects. So I see from the presentation, I think that the rest border, I think, because we see the top of tree die back, and almost the symbol is the same with the K here. So I would like to know that this insect occur in the whole of year only in some time only. Do you know? Yes,
For
that's
the
my
red
may-
Buddha, yes.
Yeah. So may I repeat the question? So Vietnam just established the teak plantation both in the north and in the southern Vietnam. I visited the site with Dr. Tetra about a couple of weeks ago, and we found that the young teak in the northern Vietnam, some of them have been extracted by insect. So the question from Dr. Triel is the insect which is more vulnerable to the pest insect, or the insect can attract every stage of the teak plantation, either young, medium, or old one, according to the Myanmar experience and your research. Dr. Sachi.
Yes, Professor. For the red Buddha, but before we have no recorded for the red Buddha in the mature plantation. But for the now, this plantation we documented and collected for the red Buddha is only the 3 years old plantation. We just found this. But we have no recorded data for this one in the before. That's why we are like, so we think that this around the 3 years and the 5 year, nowadays we mostly found this red Buddha in this Nebula region, not in the Baku region. So that's why we want to know, this is because of the climate conditions or because of some species are outbreak in somewhere or something like that. We study now this for the red Buddha. But for the 2 years old plantation, we didn't found this red Buddha. But for 3 years old and 3 to 5 years old young plantation, we found this red Buddha.
Okay. For the season, so do you know that the border can fire any time in the year or only in some season, like the summer or something like this?
Yeah, but not only not the year round. We found this one is around August to October. Yes.
Okay.
Is in Myanmar is the post rainy season.
Set the rainy season.
Yeah, rainy season.
Okay, thank you. I will.
So according to her presentation, if we notice the graph, I think August and September are dominant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will see the management method and try to find, and also we will collect the data from our side because it's quite new with us. So also I don't have the much question or something like this. Thank you very much.
Okay, you will see her in person very soon.
Okay.
Okay. More questions from the floor. Dr. Suwan.
Yes. Thank you, Professor Yongyut and Dr. Saji. Thank you very much for your very informative study and very appreciate your very systematic method. No? And I maybe not the question. I just like to share our probably common problem and few 2 or 3 points. Well, I surprised a bit that on the list of your stem borer, I don't see the Xylotest. No, I think you have Axarolepta, which is I don't know much about this species. That's one thing that I'm surprised because our I mean we are almost the same area. But in Thailand, we have a big problem, as I mentioned earlier, with the Xylotest or Teak borer. Maybe that's good for you that you don't have this kind of insect. And if you find one, maybe in the future, we may have something that we can go together to get rid of this species. And I also happy to hear that you also try to use the biological control, especially the predator. And we have tried to use the predator also with Xylotest, but still not success. And the last point, I see your study many species and you found many list of species of insect pests. And probably I would say that you may have to, if possible, if you can study more deeply to see the most damage, which species cause the big damage. Like maybe in Thailand, we also have the many species, but we found that the bad one, no, the worst one is the borer or Xylotest. So maybe in the future, if you can know more detail, you can go for more precise the solution of the start to solve this problem of the insect pest of teak. Thank you.
Thank you. You have comment, Dr. Saji, comment or response to Dr. Suwan?
Yes, one thing is Dr. Suwan, you mentioned about the bihobora. For our study in the Baguyoma, there we didn't recorded any bihobora, but in the northern part of Myanmar, for example, the Sagaing region, there are some bihobora. Because of the nitrate, we harvest teak from the nitrate forest. At the time, in the sawmill, they reported these tea stem were found. They found the teak bihobora, the damage symptom in the teak bowl. So these stems are coming from the Sagaing region in the northern part of Myanmar, but not in the Bago region. But we have to study for the more older plantation, we can find these bihobora. Thank you, Professor. Yes.
Thank you. I see hand of Dr. Ma, the donor of your project from Korea. Dr. Ma, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Professor Yongyuk. I wish to congratulate Dr. Chachalang. So I with many aspects of the teak plantation. Today I learned so many things, particularly this pest insect. I'm not expert this area. Also, I learned from previous speaker and used the presentation. You mentioned about integrate pest disease management, and I'm interested silviculture management practice.
Yeah.
So you mechanical some practice whatever you mentioned with the cleaning, but do you
Yes.
have any plan or any some idea to conduct conduct research related to silviculture management practice? I'm just somehow my own idea and thinking about these two dangerous insect like defoliate or whatever. Also thinning and the spacing. I think somehow there are also many practice also. So what kind of some your idea? Future there are many the way to, but the civic aspect also very somehow the natural way to understand prevent also reducing such damages. So, and you the idea regarding this silviculture management practice in the damage from the insect. Once again, thank you very much. I congratulate you once again. You are the professional, the career development, and I saw you can continue. Contribute to all the civic plantation in the country. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Dadama. Yes, for the silviculture turning operation method, like mechanical control, we from our research team suggestion is that for the weeding methods effort, we have the SOP for the weeding is for teak plantation, and day 5 year we have the weeding operation. For the first year is the 3 times weeding, and the second year is 2 times, and third year is 2 times, and the fourth year is 1 time, and fifth year is also 1 time. This is SOP, but not for we testing, not like this SOP method. We use the every 2 months or 3 months, we clean up doing the weeding, and also we do the cleaning and pruning method. So we study about that. And also for another one is for yam plantation, and that the 1 to 2 year plantation, we suggest that like the lemongrass putting together with teak for the like biocontrol. We testing for that. For silviculturists, we recommend to our governments is the changing the weeding method and putting together weeding plus the pruning method. That is now still ongoing research. So we still working on that, Professor. Yes.
Yeah, congratulations once
again. Okay, so in Thailand for biological control, one of my colleagues, the professor, he has experience to introduce ant, the army ant, and spider to the teak plantation of forestry organization in northern Thailand. But unfortunately, we have abundance of the pest insect, particularly the Silutes. So the army ant and spider are not not effective to control the outbreak population of Silutes. So we are still working hard how to manage and to control the Silutes outbreak in some of the teak plantation. So I see Wong Rilai also join this webinar. Wong Rilai, are you still with us?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. Can you share the experience from Laos, from the Luang Prabang?
Well, thank you. Just sharing as usually in Laos, in Luang Prabang, usually farmer they are doing on the mechanical property, mechanical control, like thinning, weeding on the plantation that they have. But there is just only in the not in the research station, but very rare in the farmer area. So just basically just a simple mechanical control, like Sajeev mentioned. We do weeding or thinning, something like this. Yeah, that I can say.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think Luang Prabang also have the similar problem as in the northern Thailand, right? But maybe the situation is not too serious. Yeah, when we visited the Luang Prabang in 2000, I think 2020, about five or 6 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So more comment from the floor. So I got message from Dr. Tetra that he's not Indonesian citizen anymore. So he has no information about the so we have the Indonesian participant from Dr. Danang from Brin. Dr. Danang, any comment or you would like to share the situation in Indonesia? Because Indonesia have 2.5 million teak, 2.5 million hectare of teak plantation. So no information. Okay. So I see no more hand from the floor to ask a question. So on behalf of the ITTO and Teak project, so I would like to express my sincere gratitude and very thankful to our two excellent speakers, Dr. Sajeev from Kerala and Dr. Saji. So even though she is reluctant to say that she is expert in the pest insect, but her presentation is very excellent and insightful. So we learn a lot because in Thailand we try to get information about the pest insect in Myanmar, but the data information is quite limited. So this is the first time that we obtain scientific evidence and information from the project reader of Dr. Saji. So thank you very much. I would like to thank for all the participants. Sharing, joining the workshop webinar today, and we still have a couple more webinar before the end of the project in December 2026. So we will distribute information when we are ready for the next seminar, probably in the less than 2 months ahead. So we will notify you. So without further, it's time to close the webinar today. Thank you very much and have a good day. See you next time. Bye-bye.